Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers on what we hope is the last day of the session. Ray Hager's got the rundown.
Well, Sam, we have the two majority leaders today, the big cheeses of the legislature. Assembly Majority Leader Barbara Buckley and Senate Majority Leader Big Bill Raggio.
And on the Power Pundit panel today, Ray Bacon, Liz MacMenamin, and Ken Lange. It's all coming up next on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
And we're all happy today.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, the world's largest industrial park, the resort at Red Hawk, and the Peppermill family of casinos.
Here at the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, water resources come from fresh, clean groundwater, approved by state permits. The water is pumped from wells to million-gallon storage tanks and then distributed to TRI companies. Another amenity is our investment in a state-of-the-art wastewater treatment plant. This disposal system converts waste to clean water for industrial applications. Welcome to the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, the largest industrial park in the world, building economic prosperity for Nevadans.
Something spectacular has taken wing not far from Reno or Lake Tahoe, and never far from your mind. An escape of fine dining and legendary golf. Introducing the resort at Red Hawk. And at the center of it all, we've feathered our nest with new villas that have elevated Red Hawk to the status of a premier resort. The resort at Red Hawk, a beautiful new arrival in northern Nevada.
Coverage of Nevada Newsmakers from the state legislature in Carson City is brought to you by the Nevada Beer Wholesalers Association. As an employer, did you know you can be held liable for negligent hiring? A background screening by Employer Links can uncover criminal records, like alcohol and drug convictions. It can verify the applicant's education, driving records, and professional licenses. Employer Links can check civil records, registered sex offender records, and Social Security fraud. Hiring the right person shouldn't be a gamble. Call Employer Links. Employer Links, protecting your investment.
I tell you, John, this industry has really changed.
Tell me about it.
You seemed to do pretty well last year. What's your secret?
No secrets. Although I'll tell you something. The smartest thing I did was sign up with Pro Group Management.
Really? Yeah, they do workers' comp, right?
Yeah, their services are great. And get this, they saved me 30%. I've heard they saved others 50%.
That works for me.
Pro Group Management. Finally, workers' comp that works for you.
This is a special edition of Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And we welcome to the program Bill Raggio, the Senate Majority Leader. Pleasure to have you here as always. Thank you for doing the program.
Good morning.
In the words of Larry the Cable Guy, are we going to get her done today?
We're going to get it done today. The big job, making an agreement on rebate and the method. Everybody's agreed to the amount, I believe. It's just a question of the method. That's a serious issue. And then the mechanics of closing down. There's still some issues that need to be processed. The Millennium Scholarship Bill and a few other things, class size, and the unclassified salary bill.
Senator, what are the two key issues with the rebate? What plan do you favor? Do you favor the governor's vehicle registration rebate or the Assembly's gas tax rebate?
Well, it's too bad there's just two options here, but the governor has been insistent, but he's made a lot of compromises in the amounts, and I believe his plan is the better plan, and that is to refund to those who have paid registration fee, and now he has suggested a compromise to give at least $50 to everybody, so some of these smaller checks wouldn't be issued, and it'll be more meaningful.
Neighborhood gaming was originally brought in to deal with issues in the north, but suddenly the south got involved. Are we going to actually see a neighborhood gaming bill come out of this session?
Well, I'm only on the periphery of this because I'm not involved in that debate or negotiation. I believe at least we hope to see a northern Nevada gaming control situation that I think is needed here.
Senator, John Galtney, the president of the Nevada State School Board, wants the school board to run Governor Gwynn's proposed $100 million elementary education fund. You're against that, and so is the governor. Why don't you want the Board of Education?
Well, the State Board of Education, which is an elected body, has its own responsibilities. The fund to aid schools and fund innovative programs and remedial programs needs the kind of expertise that only people who have been in the process, who have been teachers, who have been in schools that have excelled as a result of some innovative program. This is the kind of experience you need on the commission. Okay. So I do favor that. Nothing against the State Board of Education.
There's been a brouhaha in the last couple of days over Speaker Perkins' special assistant that he's had during the interim. What's this all about?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that. There was an offer made to have a full-time secretarial position for leadership. I said it wasn't necessary, and I thought it was ended at that point. I didn't know otherwise that one had been appointed. And so I think the right decision has been reached. The Speaker has agreed that he doesn't need that position, and they've closed that budget.
Senator Bob Coffin has gone on a hunger strike this week to bring attention to his plan to get $24 million for National Guardists and reservists on active duty. Do you think this is a good political strategy, not to eat for a week to get the funding that you want?
No, I think Senator Coffin is very sincere. He has pushed for a bonus program, and he's sincere about it. It's a costly program with something like $26 million. And I have to give him full credit. Although we have done a lot for persons in the Guard, persons who are called to active duty, we have the main issue was whether they would have tuition credits at the university system and other things. We've done quite a bit for the veterans, so we're not forgetting them. We owe them a lot.
Okay, Senator, in all your years in the state legislature, have you ever come across a hunger strike before to get legislation passed?
Oh, I don't know. We've had different methods to draw attention to things. I can't recall specifically that.
Okay. Well, let's change the topic to the university system. The university system has gotten $200 million, double what the governor had asked for in his budget. Are you pleased about that?
I don't know that that's the number. We gave the university system as well as K through 12 filled their needs. I think that we did a very responsible job doing that. The university and community college system didn't get everything it had asked for. On the other hand, the distributor school account was funded fully, and we even enhanced that, recognizing the need for inflation. And I believe we treated both of the education systems very fairly. I don't think either one is going to go away too unhappy in this session. Now, having said that, I don't think we wasted money. I think those are great investments at all levels of education, K through 16, if you want to call it that.
Senator, looking toward the future in 2007, do you plan on coming back, and do you plan on coming back in your dual role as a majority leader and finance chair?
See, that's why I don't come here, because every time I come, you ask me those same questions.
He's never going to answer you that.
All I ever tell you is I'm elected for this term, and that includes the next session. And those decisions are made as we go along. Some of that depends upon what my caucus decides.
And also, you don't want to tip your hand, because if you said you were going to retire, you'd be a lame duck, and you don't want that. On this program, the governor last week was pretty much speaking about anybody but Givens in terms of running for the governor's race in 2006. Are you behind him in his effort to find other candidates?
I have not lifted a finger. As I told you the last time I was on this very enlightening program, I'm not backing anybody at this point, because I need to get through this legislative process. I have to work with a lot of people who have indicated an interest in that. So at this time, I'm concentrating on getting this session closed and not on other people's political efforts.
We always appreciate you taking the time, and we look forward to having you come on after the session, and we'll give you a lot more time to speak.
Okay, if health is still there and my mentality is still there after this session, I'll be happy to come back.
I guarantee it will be. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
For a videotape copy of any Nevada Newsmakers program, call 775-857-2244. The tapes are $20 each, including shipping.
My family started this business 27 years ago.
We work hard to serve our customers and our community.
But it's getting harder and harder to keep the doors open.
For example, our workers' comp is going through the roof. Isn't anyone on my side anymore?
The Retail Association of Nevada is. If you're a small business owner, we can cut your workers' comp by up to 50%, lobby for your interests, and keep you informed. Put us to work today.
Thanks to an ongoing commitment by America's mining companies, more than 2 million acres already have been reclaimed. To learn more about reclamation or other aspects of mining, visit nma.org, the National Mining Association.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad.
Back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're joined by Assembly Majority Leader Barbara Buckley. Pleasure to have you back on the program.
Thank you.
I'd like to give you a little assistance with your prescription drug bill. This is from Broadcasting and Cable Magazine and Industry Trade Magazine. This is how much money pharmaceutical companies spent on TV advertising in 2004. Pfizer, $676 million. GlaxoSmithKline, $670 million. When you add up the top 10, it comes to $3.5 billion. And the report goes on to say further that there are thousands, potentially thousands of new drugs in the pharmaceutical pipeline being developed to treat HIV, AIDS, aging, neurological diseases, heart diseases, etc. And I don't think any of these are going to be inexpensive drugs. What do you think about that?
Well, you know, I think television advertisement for pharmaceuticals is a really bad thing. I mean, there's no doubt that it's caused to an increase in the price of prescription drugs. It's also created kind of on-demand method of getting pharmaceuticals. So, for example, if you see someone running through the meadow, you say, that's what I want for my allergies, doctors, even if it may not work for you. So I think it's really contributed to a lot of the problems that we're seeing now with the high cost of prescription drugs. But the companies say, we can't pull back because our competitors won't, and if they would all just voluntarily not do it, I think the country would be better off.
Are you going to get your bill?
I sure hope so. It's the political football of the session. Anybody who wants something plays political games and puts it on hold. But I hope at the end, people are going to put Nevadans first. Who do you want to stand up for?
The end is not too far away.
I know, but I usually end up having one bill that's held to the final seconds of every legislative session. But I'm hoping the games will stop early and the bill will pass on.
Barbara, you're generally considered one of the smartest or the smartest lawmaker in the building, so why don't you run for governor?
I think we have quite enough people in the governor's race, thank you very much. I don't think they need another person.
Do you think you will at some point in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I would like that. And, you know, next session I plan on running for speaker, and I'm going to use the next couple years to reach out to different parts of the state and to, you know, try to do a well-balanced job that may position me for that sometime in the future.
Okay, speaking of the 07 session, I really see a power shift in the Assembly. It's almost like you have a bipartisan sisterhood that's taken over and accomplished quite a lot, because I can think of you, I can think of Sheila Leslie, Bonnie Parnell, Debbie Smith, and on the Republican side, you seem to embrace two very bright women, Heidi Gansert and Frances Allen. Do I have it right? Do you think that this is moving to almost a House dominated by women?
By women? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think we were just really blessed this time. We have, I think, one of the most talented crop in the Assembly that I've seen in my 10 years here. All of the folks that you named and more. I mean, we have some, obviously have some outstanding men as well. And we've just been blessed by having some great talent, both Republican and Democrat. and we put aside the bitterness of last session and got the job done. I mean, I was preparing my list to talk about on the floor today of all that we accomplished this session, and bipartisanship reigned, and good public policy reigned, and I think we can all be proud of that and end on a much better note than we did last time.
What would you say were your top 3 accomplishments?
Number 1 would be education. We're thrilled about beginning the phase-in of all-day kindergarten. We think it works. We think it improves scores. We created a $100 million fund for innovation in education. There are some programs that work in this state, like a school within a school at high school, programs to stop dropouts. We got funding for vocational education programs that appeal to some students to keep them in school. So all that we did for education, I think, is pretty remarkable.
Okay, Barbara, is there a growing rift between your caucus over neighborhood gaming? It seems like you and Speaker Perkins are on opposite ends of this issue.
No, we're on exactly, we actually just met on that a few minutes ago, and we are we don't have a rift at all. We are all in the same place, and that is, you know, you have to be careful where casinos go. In the South, we believe that there's an area for them. And you have to accomplish 2 things. They either have to be on the Strip or on a Boulder highway, or neighbors need to know before they move in that a casino is going in there. You can't plop them down in the middle of an existing neighborhood. You can't do it. And we're in the same exact spot.
Would you limit them to just 1 casino?
Limit
in the planned developments, that there would just be one casino that will be able to be built there?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's right. I think that you can't have it encroaching on neighborhoods. You can't have it next to schools. You know, how about this? Just proper planning. I mean, I think it can be done, but I think the way this bill went down this session, it was done too quick, too fast, not enough hearings. This is very sensitive. The public needs a voice, and I don't think they had enough of a voice this session on that issue.
Okay, but there won't be any appeal process.
Oh, I do not think, I mean, let me be clear, I don't think this bill is going to pass today.
Okay, so it's going to go down. And for the
That's
North,
my prediction.
For the North and the South?
No. The North, fortunately, Speaker Perkins and Assemblyman Anderson met yesterday morning, and they approved an emergency bill for Northern Nevada to protect them from neighborhood casinos, and it passed unanimously out of the Assembly today. I predict the North will get their protection bill, and will study the issues on the South.
And what will it say?
The problem, as I understand it, in Northern Nevada is that they were able to use either condemnation or eminent domain to allow the transfer of a casino to a neighborhood. That will no longer be able to happen again. That power will be taken away.
Are the 2 current licenses grandfathered in?
There is no way for us to pass legislation to repeal, you know, to go backwards. So we'll go forward to make sure that loophole isn't there. Okay, last question here. What do you think has caused this spat between Senator Matthews and Speaker Perkins over his legislative assistant? You know, at the end of the session, tempers sometimes get frayed. And it sounds like to me it was just a communication problem. You know, people are tired, people, you know, get their backs up. I think it was unfortunate because, you know, we're talking about someone's job. So, you know, that was, I think, a little rough. But, you know, life will go on, and what we're focusing on right now is getting a shutdown today, getting the budget closed, getting resolution on the remaining issues, letting the public know what we did, and going home. Majority Leader Buckley, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. We'll continue to talk to you during the interim and hopefully not during the special session. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
For more than a decade, the Southern Nevada Water Authority has been helping the community embrace conservation as a way of life. That includes replacing more than 50 million square feet of grass with water-smart landscaping. During the worst drought on record, watering restrictions and tough landscaping codes have reduced the community's water use by billions of gallons, even as thousands of new residents were moving into Nevada. That's smart water management, and that's our promise to Nevada.
Something spectacular has taken wing not far from Reno or Lake Tahoe and never far from your mind. An escape of fine dining and legendary golf. Introducing the resort at Red Hawk. And at the center of it all, we've feathered our nest with new villas that have elevated Red Hawk to the status of a premier resort. The Resort at Red Hawk, a beautiful new arrival in northern Nevada.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad.
Back on Nevada Newsmakers, joined in our Power Pundit panel by Ray Bacon, Executive Director of the Nevada Manufacturers Association, Liz MacMenamin, who is Director of Government Affairs for the Retail Association of Nevada, one of our proud sponsors, and Ken Lange, Executive Director of the Nevada State Education Association. Welcome to all of you. Ms. Buckley, when she arrived in, said, this is definitely going to be the last day of the regular session. And we all went and then went down. Is it going to be the end of the session today?
There's no good reason that they can't finish today.
But there's a lot of bad reasons.
There's a lot of bad reasons.
We're going special session, at least one day.
My understanding on the budget piece that it has us to 24 hours. Is that going to work into what's happening?
Once the bills have been written, and so the bills have been written, so that's not a constraint.
Just a matter of processing.
Yeah,
right. Staff will be here way past when
and many of us hope we're going to be singing, "Oh, what a relief it is."
You've got to be a pretty happy guy. Education seems to come out of this pretty well.
We've done well. We've stayed even with growth. We've added some new programs. The agreement over the $100 million with a new panel to oversee innovation and programs at work, we think is a fantastic idea. And we're going to go back and get our members ready to tap into that fund for good things for kids.
Ken, what is going to happen to that fund if a very conservative person is elected governor in 2006? Do you see that $100 million fund for education in jeopardy, depending on who becomes a governor?
We know from this process that you really can't predict the future. What we hope is that will grow, and that the programs that are implemented will justify the expenses. We know they're needed. Assemblywoman Buckley talked about some of those, the program, schools within schools, full-day kindergarten, more technology. I mean, the list goes on, and their educators have a lot of good ideas about how to help our kids achieve at a higher level.
Okay, Liz, what about business? There have been a little bit of tax relief, but in your opinion, was it nearly enough?
Actually, we never even came forward and requested any tax relief. Through the entire session, our position has been that we would like to see the banks on the same rate on the payroll tax as the rest of business. We still stand behind that position. I'm not sure what prompted the tax rebate to the businesses. I'm sure our members will not. I'm sure they'll cash the check or look forward to the rebate or whatever, but it's a very little amount of money.
It's not a rebate, remember. It's just a reduction.
That's right.
It's not a reduction. It's a reduction in the tax.
So, yeah, so they're not really.
Symbolism over substance, I guess, is the way I describe it. I'm not sure it did any good. If you take a look at the bad things that were done, the split roll was set up. I think from a policy standpoint, that's a disaster. If you take a look at other things that took place, the issue of fixing the bank issue tax, the separation there was not fixed, or at least it hasn't been fixed yet. We still think that that's terrible policy. So I think there's some poor policy decisions that have been made this legislative session that'll haunt us for a decade or more. And, I'll stand on that pretty strongly and disagree with the majority leader periodically. Both
Absolutely.
of them.
Has it been a business-unfriendly session overall?
Generally, as I said, I think there's been some policies that are going to be poor business policies. The whole battle over the Ruvo-Franklin situation, putting a bullet in economic development, or basically telling a company, you're really not welcome here because you're a competitor with one of the largest political donors in the state. That's terrible policy.
It definitely sends a wrong message.
It's a terrible message. This is the first time the state has ever done something from a policy standpoint on economic development that's that poor.
And probably one of the first times we've agreed on.
On something. Oh, that's interesting, Ken. I'm glad that we do. This is great.
What a happy day.
Ray, Sharon Engel announces for Congress.
Well, you know, what's really going to help her in this race is the Prop 13 issue she's carrying. We just did
absolutely.
You know, you look at statewide polls, and 67% of the people polled are for her, and I think that's going to give her a lot of juice going into the election.
Oh my goodness, I didn't realize.
But there hasn't been any pushback yet. I mean, we had the tax issue, I think, fairly well managed this time. I don't know if we're going to have the appetite, especially when those of us who will be so severely impacted by that kind of behavior start to push back a little bit and raise the issue of how we continue to fund schools.
This is going to surprise you, but as far, you know, Ken and I actually agree on this. Prop 13 is a terrible idea, but simultaneously, I will say this much: when you wind up with Don Gibbons,
Dean Heller
in the list, which are both kind of on the edge side of being middle of the road to liberal Republicans, and Sharon's out there, I would anticipate that Sharon's going to wind up coming in second in almost every county, but that can still wind up with her being in a win situation, and quite frankly, I don't think Prop 13 I don't think it was good for California. I don't think it would be good for
Are we going to
I don't
see
think it would be
instead,
good.
you know, that the Tabor type bill coming in?
Oh, I believe we will see the Tabor initiative run.
Especially when you see what a 45% increase in government since
How about
2000.
54?
And I think you'll see in polls that our voters are looking for a reduction in government spending too.
And I think we're going to look at what happened to the schools in California and the struggles that they're going through, and have to contrast that with at least where we are today and some of the responsible actions that we're taking in this session.
Well, if you put in a Prop 13 situation, you're going to have to make that money up someplace. Sales tax, property tax.
Right.
Yeah. And, you know, this is going to be one of those situations where Ken and I have a strong disagreement on. I think what we've done in the full-day kindergarten program is an unmitigated disaster. We focused on the system and not on the kids.
And that's where we got to leave it. We're out of time. You're
got the last one in.
Go ahead.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, the world's largest industrial park, the resort at Red Hawk, and the Peppermill family of casinos.
High-tech companies demand perfect world amenities. They require clean, reliable power, state-of-the-art fiber optic communications, and clean water sources. In a perfect world, companies would have immediate access to rail and interstate freeways. There would be 4-lane expressways that shorten shipping times and provide convenient commute routes for valued employees. Well, the future is now, and it's here. Welcome to the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, the largest industrial park in the world, building economic prosperity for Nevadans.
My family started this business 27 years ago.
We work hard to serve our customers and our community.
But it's getting harder and harder to keep the doors open.
For example, our workers' comp is going through the roof. Isn't anyone on my side anymore?
The Retail Association of Nevada is. If you're a small business owner, we can cut your workers' comp by up to 50%, lobby for your interests, and keep you informed. Put us to work today.
And coming up tomorrow,
we have Pundits, Pundits, Pundits.
And I want to say special thanks to a list of people here for our special legislative coverage. Ryan Coleman, Brian Shaw, Tom Christ, John Killeran, Mary Beth Farrell, Ralph Tawdry, Ray Hagar, and Randy Thompson, and Lisa Jansen. Thanks to all of them. We couldn't have done it without them. See you next time on Nevada Newsmakers.
With the Pundits.